So today I'm going to show you how to reinforce book covers. So you can see that once the actual book is torn from the cover, you have the spine still attached, but this can be kind of a flimsy attachment, and then when you start to add signatures to it, then it could tear. So we want to reinforce. Also, you don't want it to look like this when you can see through the different signatures. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how to reinforce the inside of it so that you can then sew in your signatures. So we have a couple different double side like fabric adhesive. So this is fabric, and then on the back side is adhesive, so you would peel this backing off and then it would stick right to the book spine. So we have the gray, we have the craft, we have this textured cream, and then white. And those are available in the shop right now. You can buy them in sheets, and depending on the thickness of your books, you can get 2 to 3 out of 1 sheet. So you can go check those out. Today, for this demonstration, I'm going to use the craft paper. And I've done some measurements before recording this, so go ahead and I will show you what I did, and you can follow along with that. So these sheets are about 11 inches tall, and then this one I cut already, and I cut it at 3.5 inches because my spine is about 1.25 inches, and then I want some to overhang on either side so that it sticks nice and then creates that reinforcement on the spine. So this is 3.5. I've also already done markings. I did the math. So if this is 1.25 inches, then I have just over 1 inch on either side, depending on how much reinforcement you have to put on your spine. So I marked 1 inch here and 1 inch here so that I can make sure that that's straight. Or you can just eyeball it depending on what your preference is. Especially if you're going to put something on the cover anyway, then you probably don't necessarily care that this is straight. But if you were going to leave your cover blank, then you would probably want a straight line, because you will be able to see that once the cover is open. So that's totally up to you. Now I'm going to measure the length of the book, and it's about 8.5. Because a lot of these books have this fold over, you're going to see the color, and then you have a little bit of extra room there so that you don't have to worry about any excess stickiness up above. So this is 8.5 inches, and I'm going to go ahead and cut this at 8.25 inches. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that on my cutting mat. And then I just use a blade, an X-Acto knife, line that up, and then go ahead and trim. I'm gonna do a video to save these scraps because these are really fun to use in your journal, and I'll show you that in a later video as well. So now that I have mine cut, you can kind of see how it's gonna go in there. And you always want to make sure too, I kind of put mine on there and I'll run my finger along so that I'm like training the paper to kind of crease so that we get a good adhesion to it. And then you're just gonna, and then I'm gonna line it up on my hash marks there. And notice I'm just doing the one side first, and then I'm going to kind of drag my fingers across and then get inside that crease, and then keep dragging across, get inside that crease, and then finish it on that side. Sometimes if you have a scraper or credit card, that can be helpful too, to make sure you get a good fit along the crease there. If you went ahead and, like, let's say you just laid it on top and then pushed it down, you're gonna have air pockets in there. So it's always important to start on one side and then work over and then bring it up. And then I typically will decorate my covers. And then that would hide some of the edges. But now look at how much stronger your book is. So when you're going to sew in your signatures, you have a sturdy surface to work with, and it also makes the spine sit straight. So I hope that is helpful. Again, what I used are, we have these sheets available in our a la carte option, so you can buy a few or a bunch. We have the gray, the craft, the cream texture, and the white. We also have some black, but we don't have them made yet, so you'll have to wait on those ones. But go ahead and check it out. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I will respond to those. I hope that's helpful.